gotta say it. Misunderstood, don't need to be complicated. Ay, you know we good, no reason to be explaining. Just give me loyalty, cause love is overrated. Yeah.
It's your girl Jazz back at it with another video. Today I have a special video for you BSN students that's about to attend Alcorn School in the fall, or anybody in general, just if you want to get advice about your new school, what to expect, how to study. Like, this video is jam-packed with the information. But before we get started, I have a special guest.
Hey y'all, it's Amy.
So yeah, we're gonna give y'all some advice about like our experience first year here at Alcorn State University School of Nursing. So I gotta list y'all. We got a lot to talk about, so be prepared. Good stuff. And we getting y'all the hardcore truth. We not none of them other nurse students that be like, yeah. We're telling y'all everything. So
Somebody should have told us.
Somebody should have told us this, y'all, because we didn't know nothing coming into this. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the application. So we're going to talk about the required ACT, the required GPA, and then we're going to tell you our stuff. So the required GPA for the BSN program, you have to have a 3.0 and an ACT score of a 21. And then what's the one for ASN?
I think it's a 2.75 GPA and an 18 on the ACT.
So for us to get into the program, I had a GPA of a 4.0 and I had an ACT score of a 23.
And then I had a 3.9 and I had a 23 ACT score too.
But listen, y'all don't even have to have like the high GPA like us, but it's scored on a rubric. So the higher GPA, the higher ACT score,
the more points you get.
Yeah, because they grade us on a rubric.
It really depends on who coming in with you. If you got people who ain't that up there, who are playing with you, of course you're going to outshine them. But if you got people who got 4.0s and 26s, then
yeah,
you just falling a little short.
Because we know some people. And then also remember that everybody that's going to be in in this program are not Alcorn students. Y'all don't get people from Hines. What else? Colleen.
People who stay in Louisiana.
Yeah. So you never know who your competition is, but as long as you have a good ACT score and GPA and get the required documents, we don't know what they're going to be because it changes every year. But as long as you get everything in, you'll be fine. Our books. Books. When we got here, I don't know why I thought my books was going to be like $100, probably $200 at the most, some things, or $300.
I forgot you even need books to be honest.
Being at Alcorn for undergrad, yeah, most I bought was like a course. No, what we buy? It was for college algebra. That's the most I bought, and that was a Hawks access code. Mm-hmm. When you get here, we had a total of like, was it like 5 books? I think it was 5 books, and some of them, like 3 of them were for like ebooks. You have to get your ebook because if you don't get your ebook,
can't do your assignments.
So, and you can't share with nobody else either. So it's like an all for you thing. So yeah. All in all, our total average out for my books, it was like 1,000 something for first semester.
Yep. And you gotta get new books every semester, not once a year.
The only thing that's good about it though is when you take med-surg, your med-surg books counts for 2 years. So you do it your junior year, then we take med-surg too. So that's the good thing about books. But other than that, save y'all coins, apply to scholarships and everything, because at night...
And you're going to need your books on the first day of school. I don't think it's going to be like main campus or however any other school. You're going to need it on the first day. You're going to need it.
Because y'all know on Alcorn main campus, y'all just read the syllabus for the first week, get to know me, icebreakers. Here...
You ain't got to show up to the third week of school.
But here, y'all, we had a quiz the first day of class. Our teacher went straight to it. She was like, so chapter 1, we over here looking like... Chapter 1, we don't know. Those don't even got our books, so
barely got a uniform on.
Barely got a uniform.
And taking a quiz.
So yeah, expect that with the books. Have your stuff in order now, because they're not gonna care. All they're gonna be is like, you should have got your books. That's all they're gonna say. They're not gonna give you no remorse. Next, we're gonna talk about our scrubs. So scrubs, y'all, it's a list that you get in your sheet. It tells you how many scrubs to get. When I bought my scrubs, I had got 3 of these. I had got a lab coat. 2 lab coats. I had got 2 white sets, and yeah, what'd you get?
And then I got 2 of these. I got the jacket. You don't have to get the jacket. It's just a purple jacket, but you don't have to get it. I got a lab coat and 2 whites.
The only thing about getting the lab coat though, it's like thicker than your purple one. Your purple one, you can wear that more than a white lab coat. Who wanna wear that? It's gonna get dirty. And also on the list, y'all, they tell you how to get required items. The only thing I would recommend getting is your stethoscope, your blood pressure cuff, your badge. We don't have it on, but you have to have a name badge.
Yeah, you gotta have a name tag. You're gonna get right up.
Yeah, if you don't have it, they're gonna write you up. That's gonna be dress code. And the last thing I would say is to get a pen light and a watch. If it's anything else on there, don't get it. First year, y'all not gonna need it. It's gonna be really a waste of money. Like, we still have our supplies sitting in our boxes. There's no reason to get it. But yeah, scrubs, you're gonna wear them every day to class. We wear purple in for class, and we wear purple for psych. You take psych second semester. Yeah, you take second semester. And then we wear white to clinicals. Whenever you're in a clinical setting, you have to wear white. And yeah, that white, worst color ever to wear to clinicals. It gets dirty, but you just gotta wash it, bleach it, you'll be good. But yeah, that's all we can say about that. What else can I say? You can get binders and stuff. I did my nursing hall. Y'all can watch that again. Y'all can get all that stuff because it was actually useful. But if you have an iPad, you don't need none of that. You don't need none of that. And that's the best thing we
get an iPad. I promise you, it changed my life second semester.
Invest in an iPad and invest in an Apple Pencil. That's all you need. And you'll get all your course stuff and everything. Be preparing mentally before starting school. Before we came to this program, tell them about our prereqs. Tell them about our prereqs.
Excuse me, a joke.
It's a joke, guys.
Like, the effort you gotta put in it is way different. You can miss classes on any other campus and then come back, pick up where you left off. At least Alcorn. You can come back, pick up where you left off. You can barely come to class, do your work online. Like, it's nothing like that. You don't need to miss no classes. First of all, you can only miss 3 classes. If you miss more than that, you gone.
You gotta have 75%. No, 77.
You gotta have a 77.0, not a 76.9. Not a 76.8, a 77.0.
Yeah.
So
be prepared for that. Be prepared to come in off the rip knowing your A&P. Because our patho class,
no human A&P.
Please
that's
go over
the foundation of everything.
Because the first thing they're gonna tell y'all is that y'all should learn that in your prereqs.
They're not gonna backtrack.
Our teacher told us, we tried to complain to her, y'all, and she was like, well, that's not my fault. That's literally what she said to us.
It's not.
Nope. So the best thing to do is to catch up on your A&P, look over your old books if you have some, look at videos. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Do something to get prepared. Because you understand that Alcorn does not prepare you. The prereqs does not prepare you. Unless you come from another school. Now, y'all be having some in-depth classes.
I still think no school prepare you for nursing school. Nursing school is completely different from anything you would ever do in your life.
Tests are set up differently.
It don't matter where you come from. We all have been struggling. We all come from different places. Mm-hmm. We all struggle regardless of coming from Alcorn or not. So even if you come into Alcorn Nurse Program, you didn't go to Alcorn, still take heed to everything that we're saying because it's still going to hit you like a stick of breeze.
Yeah. Learn how to not jump into the party crowd too. So once you come here, you have to be mentally strong. Because on this campus, you're by yourself. Mm-hmm. You can go to parties if you want to, but if you got a test the next day, you don't need to be out. Because if you do that, you're screwed. Especially your first semester. We had learned it. We didn't learn it the hard way. We still had our fun. We still were able to do our grades, but that's just us. Everybody can't do that. So put yourself first. Everybody can't do it because we went from a class. Oh yeah, we had how many people we had in class? Was it 33?
I think we had 33.
We went from 33 to 20. We really did. So that's a big jump because those people
in one semester, not a year,
one semester,
couple months.
So yeah, this is a real deal, y'all. Because you have to come here mentally strong.
Everybody didn't just completely fail. Some people literally were decimal points away from passing. So them points matter.
Yeah, y'all friends on main campus or wherever you come from, they won't understand what you're going through. They're gonna say you're complaining too much about your schoolwork. They're gonna say that you
ain't gonna know nothing they talking about.
Cause when we had
whole nother ball game. It's nothing that you could literally compare. Nobody will understand what you're going through until they go through it, and they're not gonna go through it, so they'll never understand.
Yeah, that's why Amy stressed the importance of having at least one person.
You gotta have one person. I don't see how you can get through this program without talking to nobody. You ain't gotta be friends with them, but y'all need to be partners. It need to be a partnership. Y'all can help each other, keep each other on track. Cause nursing school, our nursing school, let me not speak for our nursing school, it changes stuff like this. We could literally have a test the next day that says it's at 10 o'clock. Next thing you know, the test moved to 1 o'clock or it might be moved to 8 o'clock. Yeah. That's 2 hours less time you had to prepare. It changes the day of, morning of.
So to be on your toes, you have to be flexible. Mm-hmm. We do not recommend having a job. Do not have a job. if you have to, you can try to make that necessity, like, based off of you, but they stress not to have a job because we study so much.
When we had our orientation, they were saying, like, if you in the ASN, they said you could find time to work, but they said if you in BSN, don't even try.
Because the workload
the advice that
classes are a lot. So your first semester here at nursing program, here at Alcorn, you take patho, you take pharm.
And normal nursing schools don't make you take patho and pharmacology in the same semester, but Alcorn does. So
it was hard, y'all. And we took health assessment. That was pretty simple. That's just knowing the like head to toe assessment. So that was pretty easy for everybody.
That's the basic. If you don't pass health assessment,
I don't know what
you
to
need
say.
to find something else to do.
And then we also had fundamentals. Fundamentals was really hard for me. That was my lowest grade. I got a C in the class because it was just so critical thinking. Like, I can't think like that. I'm more of a patho person. I know straightforward. I know this information. I know this is going to happen. But fundamentals, you have to be able to, like, vary. And that was not my skill. That was not my skill at all. But, yeah. And you take 2 lab classes. You take a lab for health assessment
and fundamentals.
Yeah. Those are really, well, when they did it with us, it was kind of merged together. So whatever we did for one, we did for the other. So, but like we said, this program changes a lot. So whatever we're saying now, it just was for us. Take accountability for your learning. You need to know, like we were saying, do your stuff in the summertime. Take accountability because you have to teach yourself. School's all about teaching yourself. When we got here, y'all, we thought the teachers gonna have a lecture, have a PowerPoint posted for us writing stuff. No, they read straight from the book. You just highlight.
And they literally just read. They don't teach, they read. Like, they literally read.
Yeah.
When you study, you're really teaching yourself the information, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, we really, I wouldn't say we learn anything in lecture. We learn when we study for the test. Mm-hmm. We just listen and lecture, honestly. It might be 2 or 3 things that you remember, but once you walk out there, you won't know what you just heard, for real.
And then one studying tip somebody had said to us at orientation, he was like, do not memorize it. Know how to apply it. So
understand. You can't memorize. You gotta understand.
Because if you try to memorize this stuff, your head gonna be.
You can't memorize. Every patient's gonna be different.
You can never. It's never
two patients with both that have diabetes gonna be completely different from each other. You can't just memorize diabetes.
They always talk.
You gotta understand diabetes. So every patient gonna be different.
Mm-hmm. It's never always. It can be anything. Like she said, it's different patients. So yeah, know how to do that. On this campus as well, we do not have any food resources. So when you come here, it's no Flex, it's no Go. Well, you can have Go money, but it's no Flex or anything. So you're really on your own. So think about that too. Think about budgeting for school. Like, you got to take that all into accountability because here, they're trying to work on it. They got us the food pantry now. That's really good. They opened it up for us, but it can be more. It can be more. Because we're supposed to be the #1 HBCU. That's their favorite thing to say. Right. And we don't have that. But it's one of them. Drug tests. So here in this program, you take a drug test your first semester. When is it going to be?
Supposed to be. We had 2. So don't count on it just to be your first semester. Yeah. Because they threw us off of a curveball. We like, what? We got to pay for another drug test?
Oh, and they make you
have to pay for it too. It's not free.
It's not.
And they're going to tell you when exactly you have to go. And if you don't go, that's going to be on you.
Yeah, they tell you like you have to go literally either that same day or later that week. And it's going to be random, so...
Literally. They're going to give you, they're going to call you and say, come get this sheet of paper and you're going to have to go up there and be in the cup. Yeah. You're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, and don't count on it to just be 1 because we took 2. They can really give you as many as you want.
So if you do those illegal activities, you better stop. You better get yourself together
because you're going to get kicked out. You're not going to get readmitted.
No remorse.
You're going to have, what's this called? Therapy.
Yeah, they make
you have therapy. So, who want to get withdrawn, can't reapply, and got to do therapy? Mm-hmm.
This going to be on your record,
and it's going to be on your record. No nursing school is going to pick you. Sorry to say. Nobody's going to pick you. No. So, same thing with academic integrity. Don't get caught trying to cheat. You're going to get kicked out. It's also going to
You cannot cheat in nursing school, y'all. Do not. You might as well delete the credit off your phone.
Program. So, and you can't even reapply. So, just don't do it. Mm-mm. And it's not going to help you anyway, because before you might have a nursing degree, but if you don't pass the NCLEX, you're still not a nurse, though.
Because if you cheat your way through nursing school,
you're not going to pass the NCLEX.
Because NCLEX.
So you can have a nursing degree all you want to. You don't pass the NCLEX, you're not nobody nurse.
You're not registered.
You just got a nursing degree. Mm-hmm. So it's best to just not cheat anyway.
Just do your best. If you're failing, our teachers here are very, intimate. So if you go to their office, they'll help you. They'll go over your test with you. Whenever you fail a test here, you have to have like a remediation. Yes, remediation. So you go talk to your teacher. So they're very like inclined to wanting you to do good, but you have to make sure you want to be good to do good as well, because they're not gonna hold your hand. Let's talk about the difference of the ASN and BSN program. So a lot of people get it like confused when it comes to this, because with the BSN program, we're 2 years, you get your bachelor's degree, but we take way more classes compared to ASN.
We have class every day. Some classes twice a day.
Yes.
I mean, not twice a day. Some days we take 2 classes. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And our classes are long. They go from 9 to 12. It go 9 to 12 sometimes, and it go from 9 to 12. 4. Yeah, 1 to 4. So be prepared for long classes with the BSN. I know ASN, they only have 1 class that I'm aware of. They only have 1 class, something.
I think so, in layups.
Yeah, so with that, that's why they say you can work with it. But BSN can't work, so yeah.
And then like our the way our professor had explained it to us, with ASN, you still gonna become a registered nurse just like a BSN. So if you choose to go that route, you still gonna be a nurse. Don't let anybody tell you you're not gonna be a nurse. But like if you want to progress into anything above just a nurse, you're gonna have to get a bachelor's degree. So if you plan on being an EMP, a CRNA, or anything like that, or if you want to be a nurse manager, a charge nurse, anything like that, you gotta have a bachelor's degree first before you can do any of this stuff. So if you want to be efficient with your time, it's best to just go straight through. You saving time, you saving money, you saving streets. But the only difference is they learn the same stuff as this, but we go in depth with it. They just that's how our professor explained to us how they just touch on different stuff, but we actually dig deep into it, which is why if you leave the ASN program, you do RN to BSN, that whole year is going to be you doing research. Yeah. Because the stuff that you didn't go in depth in, we're going in depth in it now as we're covering through it. So they learn the same stuff, but they're not really digging deep in it like how our program is. So if you do it separate, your whole RN and BSN gonna be nothing but research.
Right. And do not get disencouraged either. Just because you're not in the BSN program, you're in ASN, don't get discouraged, because it's your own path. They say that all the time.
You still gonna be a nurse.
Either way it is. So we just setting ourselves up. We just going really hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to save time and money and streets. Okay.
Yes, I'm trying to get straight to it, but everybody don't have to do that. So it's your own path. You don't even gotta worry. What we're talking about is the test structure. So basically, we take our tests in the computer lab. We're proctored by our professor. And usually our tests are 50 questions. And I think each class we had a minimum of like 5 tests. A minimum. So imagine that 5 tests in the whole semester, y'all, with 5 different classes.
5 tests, 5 classes, 25 tests.
We were stressed out. Our first week of school. Finals are terrible for us. Our
100 questions.
Terrible.
Comprehensive.
The whole school year. Everything.
So.
And then our first week of school, our second week of school, they tried to give us 3 tests, y'all. 3 tests. We're new BSN students.
They didn't care.
One thing you have to be, though, in your class is vocal. You have to be vocal, because if you don't be vocal, they're just going to do it. Our class is very vocal. We say what we want. Not what we want, but we say what we want so we can get it. And it usually helps us a little, but yeah. Test structure is crazy. You take it on a app called Exemplify. And you in there with your whole class. Y'all click it through. First semester though, you get a back button. But second semester, they take away the back button so it can kind of teach you like the NCLEX. So the NCLEX, you can't go back on questions.
And just teach you to stick with your first mind. So you gotta be sure.
You gotta start, and we recommend starting off strong with those tests, because at the end,
it's hard to make a comeback.
Yeah, you can come.
It's easy to maintain if you start out strong. But if you start out weak, it's hard to make a comeback. And you're going to be stressing down to the nitty-gritty decimal point.
Because it very much so, like, it's that one point.
It's very scary. It's scary. Majority of our classes are borderline with at least 1 class. Yes. And we lost a lot of our classmates that was borderline. So, them points matter.
Yeah, because in order to stay in the class, you have to have a 77% test score.
And they don't round.
They don't. You can have a 76.9. You failed. So that's the bad thing about that. So it's good to stay on top of your stuff, because you have to pass every class. If you fail 1 class in our program, you're done. So that's the bad thing. So keep that in mind, y'all. Start off strong, because if you don't, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be struggling and stressed. Because it's like you're this close to making it, and that one bad test that messed you up. Also, we take ATI. So our first semester, we did like ATI practice tests kind of, but they didn't really apply to us. This applies more to the second semester. So we have to take ATI tests. So this semester, Right now in the spring, we took mental health, we took community, and we took fundamentals. And those 3 tests, they make that like a test grade. So those, y'all, the books are pretty thick. Like, some of them are, but...
And them tests not easy. You're more than likely going to retake it. And even when you retake it, you still not guaranteed to pass it. Like, we got classmates that retook it and still didn't pass. Like,
yes, it's like...
The chances of you passing it the first time, slim to none. Slim to none.
Because, like, those questions they put, you will be second-guessing. It'd be all... They all seem like great answers.
We never even looked at before. And they hold you responsible to know it on your own. So... Even though they ain't teach it, you still got to teach yourself.
Yes. For clinicals, we took, first semester, we did 1 round of clinicals for 1 class. We went to Marion Health Natchez. And we basically just observing kind of, but then we started doing our head-to-toe assessment. So first semester was like light work. Like, it was really light. We barely went.
Yeah, we went like 3 times.
Yeah. But second semester, y'all, I was able to start an IV. I was able to draw somebody's blood.
Let me just say, I'm happy clinical rotation over with.
Because y'all, clinical...
It be long, y'all, with no phone.
Early. It be early.
Your phone.
No phone. They say leave your phone in the car if they catch you.
And you got to get early in the morning. And then it was cold when we was going. And you know it get colder in the morning, so... Yeah. Man.
Imagine walking with y'all. They called us marshmallows, y'all. Us walking around.
All white. Head to toe. Your socks even white.
Yes. Like, that stuff is crazy. Oh, and about your shoes. Your shoes, I bought some clogs. No, you can wear some white tennis shoes. As long as it's, like, non-resistant. It look like...
They tell you don't get tennis shoes, but you really can't.
Because don't buy those clogs, y'all. Your feet gonna be hurting.
And I ain't buy no new shoes, so my feet still be hurting. Mine still be hurting.
But yeah, and in second semester, like we were saying, we still do the same time. We go from 6 to 12. And yeah, we do that. And then we also do for psych, we go to Vicksburg for their behavioral health called River Region. And we have to be there at 6:35 in the morning. So imagine y'all from Natchez to there in the morning. That's like, you gotta wake up like at 5 or 4:30. It's too much, y'all. And then last thing I want to say about that is we get checkoffs. So checkoffs is kind of like our competencies here. So our first checkoff we had was PPE.
It was so easy.
I was
so excited. I feel so official.
Yes, because y'all, we had to do
it. That was the easiest checkoff you could do. It wasn't nothing like that from that point on.
After that, y'all, because they give us a paper. I wish I should have had a paper, but they have us a paper with all the checkoff steps, and they literally grade you. So if you miss a step, we're going to talk about our experience with that. But if you miss a step, they're going to take it off. So we did PPE first, and I think we did... And
we did vital signs next.
Vital signs, so we have to know how to do that. We also put on our, what else called? Surgical gloves or something?
Manually.
Yeah.
Blood pressure.
Yeah, you have to listen to it.
They're literally going to set it up on this little tablet thing. They're going to see the exact numbers that they put in. So,
and it's on a mannequin, by the way. It's on a mannequin.
So say they set it to 140 over 66 or something. So you're going to manually be listening. You're not going to hook it up to the machine like how they got in the hospital and it's going to read it to you. No, you got to hear it yourself. Really, you got to really understand. And you can only be 2. Well, for one of our teachers, you had to be spot on. But for the one we had, you could only be 2 numbers out, like 2 digits out. So if it was 140, you could say 138. Or you could say 142. But if it was 137 or 143, then... it was wrong. You would have to redo it.
Yeah. Checkoffs.
And the more you redo it, the lower your chances of scoring it. Like, if you redo it, you can't get a perfect score again. Yeah. It go down every time. And it go down the letter grade. So you redo it, the only thing you get is a 90. And 90 is a B in nursing school. Yeah. So, and it go down even lower than that the third time you do it. And they make you do remediation hours in the lab. Yeah. Nobody wants to do that.
Because you have to do like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. That's a lot, y'all.
You got to be in there by yourself just doing it over and over and over and over again.
And you have to do it in order for you to even try to
pull your grade up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got to do it.
Yeah. Then after that, we did a Foley catheter, y'all. The mannequins do not help.
It's nothing like real life. Let me tell you.
We have seen a real Foley catheter, y'all, going in. And it's like the human body is never just one structure.
Everybody is different.
So the only people that's the same are males, really. That's like the easiest.
Yeah, because the vagina that I've seen, it was pretty huge.
Yeah.
And the mannequin, they're like little baby dolls. So
and the doctor's
her vagina was probably about this big, and the vagina that we actually had to do the catheter on was probably about that big.
So yeah. whatever they teach us in the lab.
And they're not going to be still either. The mannequins are still. They can't move with the mannequins. Actual live human beings are going to move. They're going to flinch. They're going to
break down.
And if you break sterile field, you got to start over. So
sterile field. You have to keep sterile field all the time. Especially with that checkoff. If you do one little thing, you failed it. Remediation. You have to redo it. And then after that, we did... I forgot what we did after that.
Med administration.
Now
that was... let me tell you. You had to pull out of a freaking hat, a jar or something. Everybody
had medication.
Everybody medication order sheet had different amounts of medication, different medications.
I had 10
meds too, and all of them wasn't even oral meds. Some of them was injections. Mm-hmm. So, and we had to look them up. They give you 15 minutes to look up every med, and then some people only had 5. So it was just like, man, that ain't fair.
It wasn't fair, y'all.
But those 15 minutes, I did not find out my medication in 15 minutes. I'm telling y'all that right now. Because you had to write down what it did, the therapeutic effect, the contraindications, the risk, all of that stuff, what it actually does.
So you think about it, whenever you get in pub, like we did our clinicals, the nurses asked, the nurse has to tell the patient what is it for.
Yeah.
So you have to know that stuff. So it was
this
actually
for your blood pressure. This is going to be for your heartburn. This is to reduce the acid, stuff like that. But yeah, them 15 minutes going to go by so fast. And you have to flip through the book. And some of them books be under different medications have more than one name.
Yeah, because
so one thing that's called these might be called, it might be the exact same medicine, but it's going to be called something else. And if you don't find it under the other name,
you through.
I don't know what you're going to write on your paper. Because they're not going to put both names on the paper. Sometimes they do, but on our stuff, it wasn't under both names. So we just had to keep flipping. Before you know it, you out of time.
You're out.
So
you have to memorize the injection, so you need to know how deep an IM can go in somebody's skin.
What size needle, what angle it go in, what parts of the body it can go in.
You have to know everything. The deltoid.
You can't go into the wrong
muscle. The deltoid right there.
Yeah.
It was just a lot. It's
you
a lot.
You gotta know that by size, age.
Everything.
Yeah.
That was our last checkoff was med administration.
Mm-hmm. And
that was just for the first semester. Second semester, we learned how to start an IV, y'all. That is really fun. Start an IV. But it ain't fun when you can't find the vein. That's it with the clinical experience.
And just make sure to maintain HIPAA.
HIPAA.
Do not do any HIPAA violations because it's going to backfire. Don't take nothing out from the hospital with any patient name, patient identifiers.
Yeah,
don't be talking about who you seen in the hospital. Don't be having your phone. Don't be taking pictures. Don't be recording. Don't do nothing. Don't post on Facebook. Oh, my patient, blah, blah, blah.
They will find you. And they will get, what the TikTok?
You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get kicked out of school. Not trouble. You're going to be done. So, just don't do it.
Because we're liable against the same stuff. Like, we get
They hold us the same rules as nurses, as actual nurses. So if we break it, they're not going to show us any remorse.
And that comes to your clinical time, too. Do not do nothing you're not supposed to be doing. Because if they find out.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't checked off on it and your instructor didn't give you permission to do it, don't do it because you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Also, don't argue with the nurses. Don't argue with the techs. Don't argue with no staff, period. Even if they being disrespectful, you just tell your instructor. Yeah. But don't go back and forth with them because it's going to go back on you.
That doesn't end up good. But yeah, that's it with the clinical job. So, advice for studying. So, some tips I have learned, I haven't really applied it to myself, but I'm going to try to do it next semester, is study right after lecture is taught. It's best to go over because you'll retain it more. Because like we were saying, we go and lecture, we forget what we learned like 5 minutes later. It's good to go over so you can understand. If you have questions, stay out there, ask your instructor. And also figure out if you can study well by yourself or in a group. Mm-hmm. You have to learn, because some people cannot study in a group. We tried to do a big group discussion. Terrible.
Too much
talking, especially first semester. Some people are not motivated enough.
Conversations. This person think what they saying more right than somebody else. It don't work.
It never works. So learn what's the best way to study for you and know how to apply. Like we said, learning. You need to learn it rather than memorizing. Mm-hmm. And flashcards for Patho. That's one thing I did good with Patho is making flashcards. If you need paper, make it for Patho because it's so much stuff they teach you at one time. It's like so much to memorize. Everything sounds the same.
It sounds so similar. It could be one thing different between this disorder and this disorder.
It could be one little thing, and if you don't know it, you screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Like literally one detail. And that's gonna be the one thing that they ask you about too.
Okay. So first semester, how would you feel like it changed you as a person? How do you think
I feel like first semester, I feel like it made me a little sad. It made me a little sad, very stressed, very malnourished. Cause you barely go eat. Very sleep deprived. Once I made it out of first semester, I was very grateful to make it through. Like, I was very appreciative. I felt proud. I had a sense of pride. But going through it, it was horrible. They haze us the first semester.
They basically do. When I tell you
they try to weed out people, so they gonna be on you to weed out everybody. And once you make it to the second semester, it's gonna lighten up some. Still gonna have a lot of work, but it's gonna lighten up some. Cause first semester we literally had multiple tests every single week. This semester we have had a lot of tests, but they're not every single week. Like we might have a week off, and then the next week we might have 2 or 3. But first semester, Monday through Wednesday, Monday through Wednesday, Monday through Wednesday, Monday and Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday, Tuesday and Wednesday.
We was literally like boom, boom, boom. We just kept getting hit with tests so
every
bad.
Single week,
and
literally.
The tests cover like 6 chapters at the minimum.
Like
I might be over exaggerating, but it's like them chapters were like deep.
Week. Every single week, I'm not playing. Every single week.
Terrible.
It was no weeks off. You just had to sacrifice your time and be like, look, I'm finna go do this. Forget studying for a day. I'm finna go do this. That's the only time. That's the only way you'll make time to do anything else. If you just say, look, I'm just gonna not study these days, and I'm just go hardcore. You gonna have to study for 6-7 hours straight. But get up at 1 o'clock in the morning studying. Like go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning studying. Get up at 8 o'clock, take tests. Like
you gotta do what you gotta do in nursing school, cause you gotta just learn.
Yeah, you gotta make it happen, cause can't nobody do it for you.
Mm-hmm. With me, I would say it changed me, cause I stopped being so hard on myself. Before I came here, I had a 4.0. I wanted A's all the time. I wanted A. When you get here,
baby, I'm just trying to make it to next semester. Forget an A, forget a B.
You made it into the program, so you're fine with your GPA. As long as you don't go under, like if you're on scholarship, of course you can't go under 3.0. Mm-hmm. But still, if you come here with a high GPA, like my first semester, I went down 2.2. So it was okay. I was kind of mad, but I just learned like as long as you're still here, you should be grateful. Like Amy said, be grateful, have pride in yourself.
Because everybody don't make it.
They don't.
So if you make it, you should pat yourself on the back, whether you made it with a C, a B, or an A. When you get hired for your job, they're not going to ask you if you had a C in patho.
They're not.
They're not going to ask you if you had an A in fundamentals. They're not going to ask. The only thing they're going to be worried about is if you pass the NCLEX. That's it. That's all. And when you apply for the NCLEX, they're not going to say, oh, did you have a C? They're not going to ask. Like, it's not going to matter at the end of the day. Yes. You're not on no scholarship that's detrimental. Don't stress yourself out trying to get no A. A's are good. Everybody want an A. That's ideal. Yeah. But be realistic.
You're in nursing school.
You will drive yourself crazy trying to have all A's on your as your grades. You will drive yourself crazy.
It's not possible unless you just got it like that. If you know your stuff like that and own it.
Let me tell you, it ain't possible. I ain't seen it yet, and I'm not gonna see it. It ain't gonna happen. Mm-hmm. You might get A's or B's. But all A's, it ain't gonna happen. I'm tell you that right now. At least not that first semester. It's not going to happen.
First semester was stressful. But second semester,
it's not possible.
We're cool. We're chilling. Our classes are every day, but they flow more smoothly. Like, it's way less hectic. We have more, like, of a connection with our class. Since it's less of us, we're able to communicate with each other more.
We're way stronger than first semester.
When it comes to your class, you need to figure out who to talk to and who not to. Because everybody is not for your best interest. We have to learn that. Everybody's not for your best interest. They won't tell you something that they won't tell the other one. So, know who to trust. I wouldn't recommend sharing test grades unless you're really comfortable with people. Because people just want to compare each other. So, it's not a competition. Like she said, we in here to get the same degree.
Ain't nobody gonna
You're not working in St. Louis with me. You're not working in Jackson with her. Like
they're not going to ask. They're literally not gonna age.
They're not. So just learn that, y'all. Everybody not for you. With our test, like we said, this semester they took away the back button. So when you take our test, it's no back button.
Pick your answer, that's your answer.
Yes, and that actually is better, y'all. When we had the back button, I used to miss questions. I used to go back and change it. Never second guess yourself. You know that if you press that right when you read the question, it's usually the right answer. Cause it's terrible. So yeah, we talked about the less students possibly in your class. We went from 30 to 20. And textbooks are slightly cheaper. Slightly. I think $100 cheaper.
Like $100.
So they still cost. And we learned like what
our arm and a leg. And it's right after Christmas, y'all. Oh my God.
So you come like, oh, I made it to nursing school again. I mean, we made it to next semester. No, $100.
That's what you need to be asking her for Christmas. Somebody pay for your textbooks.
Yes,
it's right after Christmas.
Yes. But yeah, all in all, y'all, with nursing school, it's a hard journey, but as long as you got somebody with you, as long as you're motivated, as long as you want this, if it's meant for you, you're going to get it. If it's meant for you to be a nurse, you're going to get it anyway, so.
I always say that, but I say that every time something come up with, if God want me to be a nurse, I'm be a nurse. And that's the truth.
If he want it for you, you're going to get it.
It's already set in stone. It don't matter how I get there. I'm gonna get there.
Yes.
But we doing good. We hanging.
We're here. This my girl right here. This my girl right here. Yeah.
We still in there. You know, we ain't going nowhere. We gonna finish on time. Ain't no delay. None of that. We finishing on time. We gonna walk her to the stage. May the whatever.
Where they want to give us.
We gonna pass that NCLEX July of 2023, and this is gonna be it. First time. Period. We gonna pass on the first try.
Got to manifest.
And we're gonna get 75 questions. And it's gonna cut off. Man, I hope we don't have to go past 75. I don't be crying.
It's gonna be terrible.
And yeah, that's the thing about the NCLEX. Like if you do so good, by a certain point, it's gonna cut off at 75 questions, but if you still struggling, it's gonna go a little bit longer.
Yes.
So we praying for that 75. We praying for that 75. We used to taking tests that's around that's close to 75. They be 50, but like the ATI test, they be like 70.
Yeah.
So we didn't got experience taking the test at that. But once we get to like 140,
yes.
I'm ready to check up out of here. I don't even want to finish the test.
Yes.
So, but yeah. That's the thing about Alcorn. Yeah. I think we covered everything.
You got any last words to say before we end the video?
Just enjoy your summer.
Yes, enjoy your summer.
Enjoy your summer. Get you some money. You need to stack your bread up. And if you got a boyfriend, y'all need to get yourself together because you cannot have no toxic relationship and be no nursing student.
You can't.
You're going to be strict.
That's added on stress. Go ahead, try it. Don't do it because you need to be focused on your
No toxic relationship, no toxic friendship, none of this stuff.
If you gotta break away from it, you gotta break away. Just cut those ties.
What's better, having a friend or having a degree? I don't pick my degree over anybody.
The options
I'm pick my degree over my mama. Okay, I'm pick my degree over anybody. I don't care who it is. Yes. I don't care.
You come first when it comes to studying. You come first. When it comes to anything dealing with you and your goals, you come first. Don't let nobody.
Because can't nobody else do it for you. They can't go to school for you. They can't pass your test for you. They're still gonna fall back on you. Not your friend, not your boyfriend, not your supposed to be friend, not your mama, daddy, sister, brother. Yes. It's gonna be you.
Because who's gonna be filling out? It's gonna be you.
Literally. And now you gotta explain to the world why you ain't in the school no more.
That's very embarrassing. We haven't been embarrassed with it, but I just know like.
I would be embarrassed, but I would know, like, I still wouldn't stop, though, because it's nursing school. This ain't regular college.
You can keep going to it.
It's nursing school. This is one of the hardest things you could freaking do.
It's the most demanding.
Especially Alcorn in particular.
Everybody
I got friends that go to nursing school in Memphis. I got friends that go to nursing school in Hattiesburg. Like, it's not the same. It's still hard, but it ain't this hard. We're
going hardcore.
It's a whole nother level.
But we have good NCLEX passing rates on the first time, so I see
why. We got a lot better NCLEX passing rates than a lot of schools. So you'll be grateful for it in the end.
In the end, like I told somebody that graduated like last year, she said she's grateful for everything they did in this program. She said it prepared her, like even though it feel like we don't feel like it, but it prepared her mentally. So
I believe it.
I believe it too.
They went hardcore on us, baby. Do you hear me?
Yes.
They definitely laid down to him. And then when you get to second semester, don't think because you're a nursing major, you didn't write no more papers.
We wrote so much. I didn't even tell y'all about research. We had to write. We had to do projects.
So you ain't done. Community. Exactly. You got to do projects, community outreach. You got to go places and take pictures, buy stuff, drive around in your own car.
On gas, on everything.
Buy supplies for your project, and you have to work with people. You might not even like the people you working with, but you got to work with people. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a chance to kind of
pick your people.
But if you one of them people who don't mess with nobody, then
you're screwed. You don't have to work with people.
Good luck, because you gonna have to do it. That's the only way you're gonna get your grade. And like we said, you fail one class, you fail them all. You can't fail a lab, none of that stuff. So build some type of connection with the people you with, because you're gonna be with them until May.
Yeah.
You're gonna be with them from August to May. So you might as well get comfortable. Y'all might as well start liking each other, at least on a classmate to classmate.
Ain't gonna be your friend, I'll be your friend,
Exactly.
but it's not
ain't nobody in school to get no friends. I don't need friends. I got friends. I'm trying to get my degree. So build connections, because that's what's gonna help you get through. We need each other. We literally have to stick together as a class. If we don't stick together, then we won't be making it.
We won't.
We would not be making it, because stuff change so much. Dates change. All type of stuff be changing. Like we didn't even know nothing about the ATI stuff. So it was time to take an ATI.
Yeah.
It's like
nobody didn't tell us. Nobody didn't do what we're doing right now.
they're gonna
telling
be
y'all.
curve ball after curve ball after curve ball
Yes.
after curve ball. Like,
and you just gonna be like, when is it ever gonna stop?
and they'll be like, we gotta do what next week? What?
Yeah.
You might already got 2 tests next week.
You got assignments to do. You got ATI.
You got writing. You got templates you gotta do. Templates. The templates gonna have you having carpet songs. You gotta write them. You gotta write them out by hand. Them templates gonna eat you up. I just did templates tonight. I just got done with templates before we make this video. Literally. So
just mentally prepare over the summer. This your last free summer, y'all. I know y'all so excited, but
cause I sure was excited. I couldn't wait, boy. I'm like, yo, I got my scrubs on.
Taking
boy,
pictures.
Can't tell me nothing. Yeah, 3 weeks in, I'm crying, babe. I want to go home.
man, why choose this major?
No, for real. Cause
But
I couldn't be a teacher, so
But it's worth it in the end. Y'all know the benefits of nursing.
Yeah.
We always have a job, so yeah.
you're gonna have a job, no matter where you go in the world, no matter where you go in the United States.
Yes. I always have
No
a
matter
job.
what field of nurse, it's so many different type of nurses you could be. So many different type of nurses.
It's not just one.
It's so many limits. Like, you can specialize in anything, especially if you get that bachelor's degree.
You can do anything.
Go all the way. Even if you in the ASN, you finna start the ASN now. Don't stop there.
Keep going.
Continue your education, especially as a nurse. You can get a job that pay for you to further your education. So don't stop there. Keep going. Why stop?
Don't stop.
Get to that money. Get to that money. Make that money. Don't let that money make you. You better make that money. Because I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine.
But yeah. All in all, I hope y'all enjoyed the video.
Good luck. See y'all next semester.
Good luck, because we're going to be
y'all
here.
see Jazz and Amy, say what's up, Jazz and Amy.
Yes, y'all. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. If y'all have any questions,
share her video.
Share
my
it,
sister
y'all.
video.
Share it, cause this is some good information. This is hardcore real tea for y'all. So like, comment, subscribe, share it. If you have any questions, you can DM me on my social medias, on my thing. Comment.
You ain't gonna like all your teachers. I just had to say that.
But
And
just
your
work-
teachers not gonna like you neither. Just had to say that.
Yes.
And they not gonna care.
They're not.
Just had to say that.
They're not gonna be like, well.
They will literally tell you they don't care. We literally had a whole heart-to-heart intervention type of thing with one of our professors last semester.
It didn't work. She doesn't care.
She don't care at all. So you can complain to who? You can complain to your mama, sister, brother, cousin, auntie. At the end of the day in college, baby, they can do whatever they want to do in their classroom. So
Can't report it. It ain't gonna work.
and we done tried to get the grade scale we forgot to talk about how your work don't count.
Oh yeah.
Your work. Okay, so you take exams, you take the 5 exams, or you might have 5 exams then a final, or 4 exams then a final. Either way, it's gonna be 5 or 6 exams for every class. That average of them scores, that's gonna be your 77.0. Not your exams, plus your quiz, your homework, all the stuff you did.
They still don't get
All
applied.
the stimulations, all the medication templates, and all that other stuff. That stuff don't matter. You could have did 30 assignments on ATI. If your test score is 76, you ain't even gonna get credit for it. Your test score gonna be a 76, and you gonna be out of there. They not gonna put your grades in. You don't get your grades put in until you get to 77.0. And they only gonna bump up a couple points. Don't think you finna go up 6, 7, 8, 10 points.
Like if you
gonna get like 3 points
at the most
for all of that ATI stuff. And that's if you do it all correctly and you do every last one of them. If you do half of it, you probably go 1 point.
So that's why we say start off
You'll
strong.
get incomplete grades today. So if you start, and that's another thing, if you get to 77 and you don't do your ATI and you just got a 77, once they put them grades in, you're gonna go down to probably 75, and now you done flunked out the program because you ain't do none of your extra work. You might have passed some out of them tests, but you didn't do the ATI, so now you still gone.
Do y'all
so
see?
do that ATI. It's gonna come back to bite you.
Do you see why we be stressing, y'all? We be stressed.
I can't believe we almost forgot that. That was one of the biggest things.
Cause yeah, we need to add that in. So yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Bye.
Complicated, ay. You know we good, no reason to explain it. Just give me loyalty, cause love is overrated, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you